Guys, hey guys,
You're
gonna love technology. We're just talking about the importance of making decisions, having faith in your journey. That even though bad stuff's going to happen in life, that you will actually get to where you get to. So we do apologise for the technological issues. We are having people
Best
work.
Facebook Live ever.
Best 3 Facebook Lives ever. So it's important that we realise that. We may be off course for a while, but we by sticking to our decision and having focus and faith, that we can achieve the results that we want.
Yeah, and that got us on the track of there's no such thing as failure, right? So it's like when you do something, and you whatever happens, you so-called fail or
technology stuffs up.
Yeah.
You just lock and reload and start again.
You just go round 3.
That's
right?
Exactly right.
But it is so important to know that, right? Because if you did not know that, then that means that as soon as you got so-called punched in the face by life, you'd be like, oh, that hurt a little bit. I'm gonna stop doing that. But it's like, well, as soon as you stop, no one else does it for you. Do you know what I mean? No one else is going to fight your fight. No one else is going to run your marathon, so to speak. So you got to get up. You got to carry on. And like I was saying before, even in the really so-called shitty days, you got to know that that's where you're created. That's where you're molded. That's where you're shaped. Not on the days where, it's all well and good to do a Facebook Live and have a laugh and all that sort of stuff.
And it works every time, the first time.
Yeah. It's on the days where you're so-called knocked down to your knees, where you really look back on things and you reflect and you're like, that's when, this is my personal opinion and my experience, that's when you're like, right, where am I now? What have I done? What am I doing? What's working? What's not working? When you can take that so-called stock take, things begin to change massively. Why? Because you're assessing yourself.
Yep. It's life is all about assessing where you are and where you want to be. It's in our darkest days that we actually are able to see our true selves and work out who we are and who we need to be. And it's also about finding the difference between reacting and responding, because when we react, that's an unconscious process where basically we say things we probably shouldn't say in the moment. And yes, I've been guilty of that. And I'm sure I'll do a lot. My daughter's watching Hi Teague and Darling. I'm sure I've done that a lot. But it's important that in times we learn to respond to things as opposed to reacting. Responding is a conscious decision where you assess and respond based on considered thought. It's not about just blurting out whatever happens. It's about having a look at what's occurring, making an assessment, and then actually responding appropriately according to your values and beliefs and the outcome that you want to achieve.
Yeah. Which is really important, right? Because what you want, right? Once again, hear me when I say this, what you want may not necessarily be what you need.
Exactly right. Sometimes we're on a certain path where we think that this is what I want in life, this is what's going to happen, this is what I want to achieve, and then life goes, no, I don't think so. No, you're on the right course, but no, this is where you should be. And sometimes we have certain expectations about things happening in our life, and that we actually receive them in ways that we're not quite aware of, that we didn't expect them in. But we just have to be aware that certain things in our life will happen in order for us to achieve the things we want and to become the people that we're supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly. And it depends what you believe, right? Because everyone is different. I truly believe that we're all on our own path, right? As in
a spiritual journey.
Yeah, man. But in all seriousness, it's like we're on this path that knows already what's going on, and it's up to us to then so-called let go of the control of that side of things, all right, and go with it. Why? What do I mean by that? It's imagine like getting into your car and you type into Google Maps or your GPS, I want to go to this location, and it says, all right, cool, so we can go the most scenic route, or we can go the quickest and fastest, but you're not going to see anything. Right? It's just going to be like in a black tunnel. It's like in your life, we're here for experiences, right? This is pretty deep, but it's going there, so hold on. It's like
put your stack hat on.
Yeah, put your stack hat on, your seatbelt on. But it's like we're here for an experience, right? So that's where the most scenic route comes into play. All right.
Yeah. And you may not always get there by the most direct path, but we do take detours and we have opportunities to experience other things. And it's not about the destination; it's about the journey. That's one of the biggest lessons that we can learn, is the fact that it's not about achieving the goal; it's about the people we have to become and the experiences that we actually get to have in order to become the person, in order to achieve the results they want, and the impact that we get to have on people's lives. So it's not about having that car or having that perfect body or whatever. It's about becoming that person and having the enjoying the journey, enjoying the what actually happens in your life in order for you to achieve those results.
Yeah, definitely. Will Smith said, whenever he said it many years ago, he's like, I'm sure it was Will Smith, might have been Jim Carrey. Let's go with Jim Carrey. It's definitely Jim Carrey. He said like the greatest currency that you can have is the impact that you have on other people's lives. And when I heard that, I was like, wow, that's pretty profound. Because at the end of the day, that's all we're really left with. It's like, what impact did you have? No one's going to care if you've had, a million bloody Porsches, which is cool. Like, I love Porsches, I love fancy cars, but it's like, what's the meaning? What's the meaning behind why you're here?
Yeah, we're not here to accumulate stuff because we can't take things with us. I mean, there's lots of rich people who are in the cemetery whose stuff is all still out somewhere else. It's important. The biggest thing that we can achieve in our life is to make an impact on other people's lives and use our experiences in order to make their lives richer, to save lives. We all go through stuff in life, and we have a choice. We can be a victim of what we've gone through. We can actually let that control our lives, or we can make a decision to basically use those experiences and learn from them, and then actually use them to help other people. That's the most empowering thing. That's why I'm so passionate about what I do. And I know Luke is too. The fact that he can use his experiences and what he's gone through in life, especially the bad stuff. I'm grateful.
Yeah, especially the bad stuff.
I'm grateful that I was suicidal. I'm grateful that I had post-traumatic stress. I'm grateful that I'm not in the police anymore. I'm grateful that I'm going through stuff in my life because the fact that allows me